All right, brothers and sisters. What do I have to say? I got a couple things I'm going to share with you. Just, hold your horses. I'm going to make you mad one way or another, huh? One way or another. You know how we do. Get you a little upset one way or another. Yeah, one way or another. Okay, brothers and sisters, look. Look at here. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Stuff is really simple to me. So let's just tell you what's going on, and you can take it how you gotta take it. She's not ready, brothers and sisters. She's not. Okay? So I've already told you what time it is and how this thing is going to play out. All right. If you've been following the streams, I've been, giving a little this, a little that. So I just take a moment just so we're on the same page. I don't want anyone confused or surprised. If you hang with us, you're not supposed to be surprised when these things happen. All right. It's not going to take long. So listen up. Listen up. We're going to be able to get down and just let you know what's really going on real quick. Can you dig it? All right, brothers and sisters. There comes a time when a person who's unprepared but has been guarded has to be exposed. That time comes. It came with Brother Biden. They had, for some time, successfully hid him. And they knew he wasn't ready. This is what happened with Sister Kamala. Again. They were very skilled in hiding Brother Biden. But time came when he was exposed during that debate. And what we learned later, it was also some fundraisers, some other things that it slipped out. People caught on. Well, now tonight, roughly 9 p.m. EST, the great state of Pennsylvania. Yeah, Sister Kamala's going to be exposed again. Now, what I want you to watch for, this is what I want you to not be surprised about, this whole thing with Tim Walz and her, and the ice cream and the joyful and the good vibes and all the smiles and the festivities, all that was ploy. You know that, right? Exactly. Because when it comes down to tonight, you're not going to see all of that joyful stuff, all that happy-go-lucky stuff. That's marketing, that's a stage play. It's easy to do that when you're reading teleprompters and everything is artificially barriered off for you. You're shielded. You're in a land of make-believe that's created. So what comes out of her tonight when her back is against the wall is the anger and the rage, the panic. So stay tuned. You're talking about an angry person tonight. You're talking about a frustrated person, an unprepared person, and her go-to, Kamala's. And this is not sexist because there are men who do the same thing. Just so that we're clear. There are men who respond the same way. In order to shield, in order to give you some misdirection, when they know they're over their head, when they know they're over their skis, as we said earlier, they come with all that boistering posture. They come with all that rah, rah, rah. But that's not presidential. That's not a person who's composed and who's able to handle world leaders and life-threatening and history-making moments around the globe. That person needs to have great composure under fire. So it may be good for a couple clicks, right? And she'll come off with a couple practice one-liners and things like that. Just a couple of a sentence here and there, or a little segue over there that was well rehearsed, and she'll drop it on Brother Trump tonight. Okay. And then they'll try to run with those clips. Don't get me wrong. They've got a whole lot of money, right? So they're going to run these clips, those little one-liners or those little moments. But for those of you who watch the whole thing, and not just the clips that they try to recreate this thing with, you're going to see that it's not presidential, that it's almost unhinged. And it's because she's hiding, and she'll be hiding behind her fake aggressiveness. And I'm telling you, it's not sexist. I mean, there are men who do the same thing. She's not ready, and it's going to show tonight. Now, if the opposite were true, you could just ask yourself like this: if the opposite were true, if the Democratic Party, if Kamala's friends and supporters and people who have given all these hundreds of millions of dollars, if they really believed that she was ready and that it would help her be successful, it would help her win, especially in these swing states, to expose her to more press conferences, more interviews, because she can handle it, is what I'm saying. If they really believe that, what do you think they would have been doing? Think about it. Think about it. They're doing what they believe is best for her to get elected, right? They're doing what they think is best. So that's why she's only given the one short interview with Bash, right? That's why. Only the one. Why? Again, if after all that they're trying to do to supposedly get her in, if they thought that her being more exposed by delivering more policies, by being more open with the press, by answering more questions, by being more exposed, I mean, we just stop right there. If they thought that would help, that's what they would be doing. They know the secret, just like they knew with Biden. The more she gets exposed, this whole thing can plummet and they will lose. So they've decided she's cannot be available like that. We cannot have her exposed like that. But tonight, where's she going to hide? I'm telling you where she's going to hide. She's going to hide behind her one-liner. She's going to hide behind her mean, aggressive nature. Allegedly, supposedly, hypothetically. I'm telling you. And that's the unpresidential stuff I'm talking about. The fact that because she's nervous and unprepared and not ready, then she won't be able to hold back the rage. She won't still be able to hit her points and be that joyful person that she's been campaigning like, you know, that she's got these good vibes. You're not going to be feeling all these great vibes from her tonight because she can't do both. She can't try to remember what she's supposed to say, handle the moment, try to be a fake, transparent person. She doesn't have the skill to do all of that, and they'll come off as warm, happy, and the new person for the future. She doesn't have that ability. Some people do. She doesn't. She's going to resort to nasty, let's fight tone, angry tone. And I'm just saying nervous tone. I'm saying 8-year-old type stuff. Like, you just need a hug, don't you? You know, you're just really doing all that bantering because you're just out of control, aren't you? Come here. You need a hug, don't you? And again, it has nothing to do with being sexist. Men and women both do this. And it's unfortunate. She doesn't have the cool. She doesn't. You know, I mean, let's just make a point. Sister Hillary, brilliant woman, brilliant human being. Just, you know, forget about it. She's brilliant. Okay. But Sister Hillary, I mean, you can push her buttons and she can still talk to you and deal with the fact that you pushed her button next week sometime. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, when you were talking, well, I never even knew I pushed your button. Yeah, I know you didn't know, but let's talk about something you said last week. You know, I was getting up and giving a speech, and I heard you say something, and I just wanted to address that with you. I saw you, you did something. That was last week. That was 6 months ago. Right. Well, I took time to talk to you about it now. I never would have known exactly. See? Hillary can do that. Brother Barack can do that. Most of your world leaders can do that. Never let them see you sweat is the way they would say it, right? What I'm leading you up to tonight with the prep is Sister Kamala is going to be exposed as someone who can't do that on this stage because she's not ready for this stage. This is a level that she's truly not ready for. And so she's going to resort to some petty tactics. She's going to resort to some immature outburst. And you'll see it. I just don't want you to be surprised. At the end of that, brothers and sisters, what do you get? Because again, I'm already letting you know, they've got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. So yes, they're going to pummel the social media, etc., with their little clips and the one-liners that she's practicing. She's going to deliver a couple of those. Okay, maybe even more than a couple. So they're already going to fire those at us. No problem. That's already baked in. They've got too much money to not do it. And she's going to deliver some. I mean, it's not like she can't remember some one-liners, right? How hard is that? So she's going to deliver a few of those. Okay, so let's put that over there in that side. She's going to be able to do that. They're going to be able to run those clips. So you need to watch the whole thing and to appreciate what we're talking about. But either way, there's going to be enough people who are going to see enough context of the actual debate, just like with Brother Biden, that you can't spin your way out of having the voter turnout that you need in these key swing states. Because they're going to see the truth. They're going to see so much of the truth, right? You're not going to be able to just spin your way out of the drop in enthusiasm for Sister Kamala. The more people see Sister Kamala, the more that enthusiasm is going to plummet. It's happened before. 2019, she shot up like a rocket, and once people started to really get a look at her, it dropped just as fast. And she quit. Now, that's just the truth, right? She quit. She wasn't ready, and she certainly couldn't handle it at that level. Was she DA and AG and all? Okay, fine. But when it came to the national political scene, she couldn't hack it. And if Brother Biden wouldn't have tapped her to be VP, we wouldn't have even heard nothing else. I mean, that'd have been it. It was over. She quit, brothers and sisters. She's already quit. Brother Biden brought her back out. And then she got coronated here. She didn't win a prize. She didn't go through a hardcore primary session here. She gets the default. And her handlers and or supporters, the key people of the party, they know how it happened. And they've tested her. They've been testing her for weeks. And she's been failing the test behind closed doors. And that's why they haven't let her out. Because she's been failing those tests. You don't think they're with her? You don't think they're testing her and practicing and coaching her? If they thought she could handle it, we would be seeing her. And then tonight wouldn't be such a big deal. It wouldn't be a great, huge deal because you'd be like, oh man, she's been talking all week, man. We know exactly what she's been giving interviews and press conferences. Everybody, it's like Brother Trump. I mean, you're not expecting Brother Trump to say something that really changes your perspective of him because he's exposed. He's talking all the time. You may not like what he's got to say, but you're not really surprised. You might be surprised at what he says, but not that he said it. In other words, he might come with some slick new response. If Sister Kamala says something and you're just as dumb as a block. You just like, okay, well, he was going to say something, right? Dumb as a block wouldn't have been maybe what you thought he was going to say, but you're not surprised that he said it, right? It still fits the character because you know him that well because he's that exposed. She's not. So it's going to be hard for his level to really drop at all, if not gain tonight. Like, you know, I mean, his supporters have been right there for him consistently. She's the one in danger of it just plummeting like 2019, you know, plummet. And she knows, in her heart, she knows it. She knows it. She hasn't been saying to her handlers, no, let me out there. Line up those press conferences. I'll do 2-3 a day, an hour a piece. I'll do it. Let's go. She ain't been saying that with all of her so-called strength and with all of her go-getter and with all of her, she's the next generation and, you know, sky's the limit type talk. Okay, line them up then. You tell your handlers, be quiet. I got this. See, she want to give you that front. She want to give you that attitude like she's the type of person who would tell folks, you better back up. Bring me those press cord. Bring them to me. Bring the press team to me. I got this. She want to give you that attitude. When has she done it? You see? When did she do it? What you mean? What you mean I'm scared to give an interview? Come on, y'all. Come on, right here, right now. You ain't heard her do that kind of talk. She just presents it to you like that. Like she's ready. Any place, anytime. Say it to my face. Really? Really? All that was a front. All that was a front. Because you're really afraid. You're really insecure. You're really not ready. Rhodes. So what do you see tonight? You see fake anger and rage to try to hide insecurity, lack of preparation. Unpresidential. Then afterwards, you see them with their hundreds of millions. You see little clips of these little moments here and there. But if you watch in context, you'll see what enough will see. And the enthusiasm for Sister Kamala will begin to drop tonight. And it may be the end. Tonight may be the end. Really. She may not be able to recover from tonight. Because if she doesn't have the enthusiasm, it's based in, and you say, well, what's it based on? Why did it drop? Because people got to know who she really is versus the con. And you have to give people some credit when they realize they're being conned. It's hard to keep them in the pocket. Hard to keep them in the pocket. Fool some of the people. What? You can't fool all the people. What? That's what they say. Brothers and sisters, I appreciate you. Blessings to you all. I know everybody doesn't agree with what I just said. Hey, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. It's cool. It's cool. But now check with me afterwards. Like, man, you were right. She didn't sound presidential at all. All that little fake anger. You know, she didn't keep her cool. She was all frustrated. She was making those mean faces. You could tell she wasn't handling the situation well to be at the level she's supposed to be. I mean, for president, this ain't no, you know, local this and that. This is the presidency, right? Yeah, nah. No, she did not look presidential. You're going to agree. You're going to see it. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So you couldn't make that. Well, one more thing, I'll tell you. So you couldn't make that argument about Brother Barack. You couldn't do that. You couldn't say he's not presidential. You couldn't say in those debates when all that fire was coming at him, you say, oh, well, he just broke down. He couldn't handle it. He just, you know, flung out at people. And, you know, he was just all erratic. And no, cool under pressure. Prepared. See? You have to have that ability. Otherwise, people take advantage of you. What they don't do is think that you can handle even more stress if you're already stressed. Blessings to you, brothers and sisters. Enjoy the debate. Let me know what you think. We'll holler at you later. Shout out to Six Sigma. Shout out to Miss Mod. Y'all have a good one. Sister Kamala is not ready.